There we go. Let's try again. Now, let's see if you guys are all working. You're recording. You're recording. All right, ready? Okay, so let's get going on this design. We are going to try to make sense of this piece of art. Here we go. Okay, so it's many different layers. I'm working on an enlarged version of this now. We get all these other elements out of here that we don't need. Okay, here we go. Now let's save this before we go too crazy. As French towel, Ole Smoky jars. Let's put that into our Ole Smoky cherry French thing. Here we go, just like that. Doink. Okay, so now you're in there, and the guys were talking about doing it in a tone on tone with burgundy. So let's see how that works. Here's tan. Let's first of all get this art the way we like it and just focus in on the part that we think is good. All right, was just checking that camera to see if it's good. I don't think I'm going to publish any of these, but I just wanted to experiment a little. And then I'm going to put my little microphone, this little guy here, see him? My little Hollyland. I got to tell you, these are really good. I've had a lot of different microphones before. Not that this is like a plug or anything, but you gotta get this. This is sick. I love it. It works on pretty much anything. It's got a USB-C connection and a lightning connection. It's pretty cool. So let's put one of the little buds there and one on my shirt already. Over here, you can't see it, but doink, there it is. Okay, so never mind. Let's take this copy that we just made and this layer here. Pretty sick lag happening up there. I'm not sure why. Okay, interesting. Okay, so we're just going to see what happens now. Let's just take this copy and turn it into kind of a black and white. We'll just take the color out of it, saturation. And then let's see with different layer styles, like now it's normal, we could do darken, multiply. Each one will give us a little bit of a different look. I like multiply because it shows very similar tones throughout the entire design. Like if you go to see, if you see normal, like way at the top here, it's already got some gray in there, a bunch of black, real dark grays. So if you put multiply, it just gives you that even tone. Here's color burn, so that takes the background color and it kind of saturates it into the artwork. Linear burn, don't really like most of these, don't really use a lot of these. Trying to get something that's similar that I can use that's tonal, and then when I change the background color, it'll work. So let's try luminosity. I've had good luck with that. So right now we have the tan background. Let's just hit Command J. There it is. And then we can fill it. Let's fill it with red first, and then you can get the idea. And then we'll make it a burgundy color by darkening it. I think there's a tint of tan over everything. Yeah. All right, so this hue is not going to work for what I'm talking about. So it might be best to try again. That's interesting, but it won't print that way. See, they want a tonal effect, and that's not really going to work. Okay, so let's just try regular for now. Normal. Okay, let's get you out of the way. And let's reduce the opacity a little just to see. No, don't like it. All right, let's try darken. Yeah, darken seems to be good. It took a lot of the color out. Then we can reduce the fill so we get that tonal type of look. Okay, good. And then let's darken the red. Take a little saturation out of it. That's interesting. That's interesting. Not crazy about how it looks. All right, let's try something else. Let's make a copy of this and then B for brush with this red color. And we're going to set the brush mode to color. Where are you? There it is. Okay, so now when we paint, let's hit cap lock so we can see our brush. Hit the right bracket to make it bigger. Right click on our pen or on your mouse, whatever's good for you, and then get a round pressure opacity brush. I like the soft round. Okay, so what we're going to do is, whoopsie, we're going to lock this and then paint over this whole layer in one color red. Just so we bust the colors down to one color. I don't know if that's a word, bust them down, but let's try and see if it works. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does not. So let's see. Let's try with our mouse. Maybe our pressure sensitivity is not cooperating with us right now. There we go. Get everything filled with the color. And I think if we duplicate this while it's still in an altered color state like multiply, it might get darker. Let's see, Command J, and kaboom. Okay, that's interesting. Let's merge these two together. Command E after you select both. And then let's take the color out of this a little bit. Let's make it darker. There we go. And then let's show our burgundy. Nope. Still not going to give me the effect I want. Still has too much of the whiteness in there. But then, see, that's what I was looking for. The multiply will give it back to us. See, here we have it. Now it's all, when I take the lines out of the center. Right now we have it. You can see it's mostly an outline. It's not really something I'd want to print. I mean, they can, but I think something like this is a little bit better. And it's more tonal. It'll give them more of an effect like I had before, especially after I put the terry cloth texture on here. Not terry cloth, but just the towel effect. All right, this might have some possibilities. Now we had a tint on here of a tan before, so let's just duplicate that and put the same red back in here. And we'll notice that the opacity is at 50%. So let's dumb down the color a little bit. It's too bright. Doink, there we go. All right, so now we have a little bit of burgundy on top of everything. Let's reduce the fill a little bit. What do you think? Let's zoom in and see the diff. With a tint, it turns the black down to a grayish color, more of a super duper dark red. Yeah, let's do that. So we don't have super black, because I think when I did these other designs that they're referencing, they didn't have super high contrast like that. All right. And if we put another one on there you go. That's kind of interesting. Okay, let's save this while we're at it. And then let's check our little videos and see what's happening.